Same Monday morning meeting, same conference room, same boss at the head of the table. Two people sitting there. Person A heard the feedback in last week's meeting, took it personally, spent the weekend second-guessing themselves. Today they walked in quieter, smaller, already apologizing before they've said a word. They think they're being professional. They think they're being humble. They have no idea they've been managed. Person B heard the exact same feedback. Paused. Noticed something felt off. Not wrong. Off. They didn't react. They watched. This morning they walked in. The same as always. Calm. Observant. Waiting. Same room. Same boss. Completely different reality. Here's the uncomfortable question. Which one sat down in your chair this morning? And here's the one that should keep you up tonight. What if your boss already knows the answer? The scary part, the unaware person never finds out. Until now. Person B isn't tougher. They're not more experienced. They haven't read some secret book. They're just calibrated. Here's what that means. When most people receive criticism from their boss, their brain triggers what psychologists call a threat response. Cortisol spikes. Rational thinking drops. You become reactive, defensive, or submissive. Either way, you lose control of the situation. Your boss, whether consciously or not, now has the upper hand. Person B has trained themselves to pause before that response takes over. Just one beat. That pause is the difference between being managed and being aware. They also process the situation differently. Instead of asking, "What did I do wrong?" they ask, "Why is this happening right now? What does this person need from this interaction?" That shift from self-focused to situation-focused changes everything. They notice things most people ignore. The timing of criticism, whether it happens publicly or privately. Whether the goalposts keep moving. Whether praise and punishment seem almost random. Because here's what most people never realize. Manipulation in the workplace rarely looks like manipulation. It looks like management. It looks like feedback. It looks like high standards. This isn't paranoia. It's pattern recognition. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let me tell you about someone. Call him Marcus. Smart guy. Hard worker. 6 months into a new job and genuinely trying to impress. His boss, let's call her Director Chen, was sharp, well-dressed, always composed, the kind of person whose approval felt like it meant something. Marcus worked late, hit every deadline. In team meetings, Director Chen would compliment him publicly. Marcus always delivers. He felt seen, he worked harder. Then the project shifted. New priorities. The goalposts moved, but nobody announced it. Marcus kept working toward the old targets. In the next meeting, Director Chen looked at his update and said, in front of everyone, "I expected more from you on this." The room went quiet. Marcus felt his face go hot. He apologized, said he'd fix it, stayed even later that week. He thought he'd made a mistake. 3 months later, sitting in his car after work, he finally let himself think clearly. The public praise, the sudden public criticism, the constantly shifting expectations, the way he'd been working harder and harder but somehow always feeling like it wasn't enough. This wasn't high standards. This was a system, and he was inside it without knowing. That realization, that quiet, cold moment in a dark parking lot, changed how he read every professional relationship after that. Now let me show you exactly what he learned to see. Before I give you the signs, stop for 1 second. Think about the last time your boss gave you feedback. Think about how you felt walking away from that conversation. Did you feel motivated? Or did you feel smaller? That feeling is data. Hold on to it, because what comes next will tell you exactly what it means. Sign number 1. The goalposts always move. What it is, no matter how well you perform, the standard quietly shifts. What earned praise last month gets ignored this month. You're always almost good enough. Why it works psychologically, this exploits a cognitive trap called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism behind slot machines. Random, unpredictable rewards create obsessive behavior. When approval comes in consistently, your brain doesn't conclude the game is rigged. It concludes you need to try harder. You become easier to control the more you chase the standard. What it looks like, you hit your targets. Your boss says, "Good, but next time let's aim for X." You hit X. Now it's good, but I need you to also handle Y. There's no finish line. There was never meant to be one. Sign number 2, criticism happens in public. Praise happens in private. What it is, negative feedback gets delivered in front of the team. Compliments get whispered one-on-one. Why it works psychologically, public criticism triggers social pain, which neurologically registers the same way as physical pain. It creates shame. And shame is one of the most powerful behavioral controls that exist. Private praise creates false intimacy. It's just between us. You feel special. You feel loyal. You stop questioning what it looks like. Your boss corrects your work in a team meeting but pulls you aside separately to say they believe in you. You feel grateful instead of noticing the pattern. Sign number 3. You feel responsible for their emotions. What it is, you've started managing your boss's mood before managing your actual work. You check their energy before you speak. You soften your updates. You brace for their reaction. Why it works psychologically. This is called emotional labor transfer. A psychologically manipulative boss gradually offloads their emotional regulation onto you. You become their emotional buffer. And once you're managing their feelings, they no longer need to manage you. You manage yourself for them. What it looks like, you rehearse how you'll deliver bad news to your boss, not because you want to be professional, because you're afraid of their reaction. That fear is not normal, and it is not yours to carry. You now know something most people in your office don't. They'll go back tomorrow, they'll work harder, they'll apologize faster. They'll chase an approval that keeps moving just out of reach. And they'll call it ambition. You know what to call it now. But here's what I need you to understand. Plenty of people recognize they're in a bad situation and stay in it anyway, because awareness without a decision is just discomfort with better vocabulary. So here's the real question. Not, is my boss manipulating me? The question is, what am I going to do now that I know? Stop performing for approval. Start performing for outcomes. Know your worth before someone else decides it for you. The most powerful thing you can do in a room designed to make you feel small is refuse to shrink.